Today I'm going to show you how to defeat all of the bosses in Tyrants Isle. This dungeon is pretty easy if you know the mechanics. So let's get right into it. For the first boss we have Reptilian Butcher. This guy is pretty easy to defeat. There's one main mechanic that you must know, and that's when he goes invisible. Okay, so once he's invisible like that, you gotta look for a plant. You see that plant over there? It's best if everyone just go to it. Watch. You see the boss invisible, right? And he's chasing someone. You don't know who. So what you want to do is go to that plant right there. You see Kabbalah's at the plant? Let's run towards that plant. If you get the boss by this plant, he's going to turn back to normal. And he has easily finished it off. The next boss we have is the Reptilian Executioner. This boss is actually pretty easy too. One thing you gotta do is when he jumps over there and says that, run away a little bit and get ready to jump. See that? Jump over that wave. Let's look at this again. He's gonna say, I'll sweep you. And he goes over there. Just get ready. This is the main thing you gotta do. Jump over. And another thing to note, don't get too far. Because if he moves too far from this location, he will reset. And he's gonna get back full health. And make sure someone's always alive. As long as one person is here, your group will keep on coming back. For our third boss, we have the Reptilian Gladiator. For this guy, what you want to do is, if you have a red beam over you, you have to go behind one of those totems with fire coming out of it. Make him run into that. Okay, take a closer look at this. You see Warbringer has the thing over him? He's red. If you have that on you, he's going to charge at you. And you want to be where a totem is, otherwise he's just going to be immune and you can't do damage. He has to hit that totem a couple times to go back to being normal. You see that? Perfectly executed right there. And he's stunned and you can just take him out. You gotta do this a couple of times during the fight, so just be prepared for that. I feel like a lot of people is not going to know what to do after you defeat this boss. So just to help you guys out, just go towards that geyser and I'm going to show you the direction that you have to go. Okay, so go hug this wall over here and wait for the geyser to shoot up into the sky. And fly towards that. You see that hole? You gotta use the geyser to go through that. This might be a little difficult at first, but I'm sure you get the hang of it. Once you go here, just jump through and continue on. Now we have made it to the last boss. This is where most of you will have trouble. You see those plants over there? They play a huge role in this fight. I suggest that everyone says which plant they're gonna go to. That's gonna make this a lot easier. For our first mechanic, we have the block. You should know about this mechanic if you've been playing for a little while. Let's take a look at it. See that circle? Block at the very last moment, a couple seconds before it closes in. Then, if he says, I'll fry you, what you want to do is run. Because the fireball could fall on you, and that does a lot of damage. Let's look at the circle mechanic again. Just look at how I block. Bam. Block. You take no damage. Okay, let's move on to the next mechanic. He turns us into a rat. Run a little bit, then dig. You have to dig. Once he does that, come out and run to your plant. That's very important. And make sure you don't run to your plant too early, because you have to dig. Otherwise you will get one-shotted. You will turn back normal when you go to the plant. And you can't dig if you're back to normal. And there's also one thing to note. If you do not go back to normal in time after he does his one-shot move, he's gonna chase after you and try to eat you. Okay, and after that, there's another mechanic that's gonna be coming up very soon. It's with the geysers. So know where the geysers are, and it's best if you just go towards the middle, so you could go to the one that you have to jump into. You can't jump into any geyser. There's certain geysers that you can jump into when he says his mechanic. Let's take a look at this right now. Let's wait a little bit. It's almost time. He says try to dodge this. You look for the geyser that has smoke coming out of it. That's the one you go into. And I suggest that you pick a plant. Everyone has to pick a plant, because the rat mechanic comes next. So let's go over this rotation. he does the mechanics in a certain order. The very first mechanic that's very important is the rat mechanic, where you have to turn into a rat. Then you have to dig halfway before you reach the plant. Because if you do reach the plant before you dig, you can't dig it and you will be one-shotted. And after you dig, and he does his move, his wave move, come out of the hole and run straight to the plant because he's going to try to eat you. And after that mechanic, his next major mechanic that you have to watch out for is the geysers. So just get into the middle and get ready for the geyser. And then when you jump into the geyser that has the smoke coming out of it, pick your plant again. And those are the two main mechanics that could instantly one-shot you. Then there's a circle mechanic that you have to block every so often. Make sure you do that. And the fire mechanic, when he says, I'll fry you. He saw that fireball hit me, did a lot of damage. Whenever he says, I'll fry you, one fireball will fall on top of you. If you're not around anyone else. And just run. Once that fireball drops, you're safe. And make sure you avoid it. Then you can just go back to what you were doing. There's also one more thing I want to show you guys. Right? And that's how OP this build is that I'm using. I haven't fully completed it. I still need the gear set. But this is the staff and bow setup. I have a video on the skills. Watch, my tank is going to go down. And I'm going to be the one that takes over tanking. Just me and Restrain are the only ones left. Do you think that we could take this guy out? I skipped ahead a little bit. Till he has 5% left. That way the video won't be too long. I don't want to waste you guys' time. But just look at this. It's just me and Restrained. We have no tank. Luckily Restrained is a healer, so he can help me out. My build is so OP right now that I don't need a tank. All I really need is a healer to help top me off. Staff and bow. This is the way to go. Look at that. 2%. It's almost over. You still gotta watch out for the mechanics. I almost forgot about that. Took me a little bit of time to go into the geyser. This fight is pretty tough. One little slip up and it's over. Teleport over there. Watch out. It's rat time. Oh no. Okay, come out. As soon as you see that wave. The boss is still on me. I have so much aggression right now. Still gotta do mechanics while DPSing. And tanking. Just remember. I have this skill set up on my channel. So if you want that, you go check it out. I'm gonna also link it at the end. Later on, I'm gonna make a complete build when I get all of my gear. So if you're also interested in that, leave a like and subscribe.